Hi, I'm Jimi Hendrix, and this is called Leadership Part 2, Empower Your Pattern 2.0. Look, I believe that there are patterns that help you receive more, help you live a better and extraordinary life right now. I am a Success, Confidence, and Thrive coach, member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, founders of James Hendrick Empowerment. So today we're going to talk leadership. We are going to talk Part 2 of leadership, and I've gotten some inspiration. And so what I'm going to do is we are going to turn to the scriptures and see what it says about leadership. I'm lucky. I'm very fortunate because we have to talk about leadership. And it's not necessarily this, neatly tied up in the bow. It's not this necessarily neatly tied up in the bow thing, okay? So that you know where I stand. When you believe I'm still having trouble we go back and try this again. Okay, so I'm still going to keep looking because this is important. And if I don't, well, then I will have to make. There we go. Maybe there's hope. There is. We're going to go into my rather exhaustive concordance. If I can get this thing to function. There we go. All right. All right. Yes, Matthew chapter 20, verses 20 says this. 20 verses 26, verse 26. But it shall not be so among you, but whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. Okay, and it also says, who shall be chief among you, let him be your servant. Once again, I'm recording this the day before the actual air date. And I was lacking cell phone service and internet, which, living alone, those are my main contacts of the outside world. And I started getting depressed. And I came to Heavenly Father, and He said, look, this loneliness, this sadness that you feel, you're going to bless a lot of people. I'm going to tell you something about leadership. It's lonely at the top. It's lonely at the top. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be if you have the right motives towards leadership. Some people say, leadership is, I'm the leader, and you do what I say. Now, I had neglected to talk about the end of the second hypothetical in the last episode. Bill, the communications guru, hell yes, he does have a corner office. But he spends a considerable amount of time also out there in the trenches helping his team. What happens is his business becomes a success. His shareholders love him, his customers love him, employees are like, man, we may want to stay with him for a long time. And so that tells you something. But I was praying, and I said, Heavenly Father said, look, you're in a new phase in life, Jimmy. You are going into what's known as the Restorative Faith. Sometimes to be a leader of success, God has to take away two things. One of the things He takes away is the things that bring you pain. And not necessarily pain that is like a growing pain. It's more like the pain of resistance that He don't want you to have in your life. And He told me, Jimmy, I took away the things that brought you pain. He said, but I also took away a few things that brought you joy. And I was starting to get angry. I was like, why? What's going on? He said, look, that is phase 1 and phase 2 of the plan. He said, you're about to step into phase 3. I said, what do you mean? He said, you are going into the restoration phase, where everything gets restored as it should be. And I wanted to complain. In some ways I was still complaining. And Heavenly Father's like, look, are you going to sit there and say, hey, the success journey is lonely, therefore I'm doomed to spend the rest of my life alone? He said, come on, that's not what I meant. I said, okay, what does that mean? He said, you need to podcast as often as occasion permits. You need to YouTube as often as occasion permits. And you need to tell people that to some degree you know where they hurt. He said, I know you can't totally relate to everyone's struggle, but you know where they hurt. He said, you're going to lead a movement of people that go through some of the same struggles just like you. And I am. I want to help you guys. I know my target audience is college kids, but I'm also going to be for people who are in transition. And that is for people who are like, shoot, 18 on up to 55. And it's not just anybody in that audience. It's people who want to be a success. And maybe you struggled. And maybe you sense and you know that there are temporal and spiritual patterns of success. And you're going to tap into them suckers. Believe it or not, I get it. I understand you. I realize how painful it is. I mean, look, come on. You know how it is. Life is hard. Life is meant to be hard. But you can take it. Now, I hope you enjoy listening to Empower Your Pattern 2.0. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of Pattern Realm. This is Jimi Hendrix saying, until next time, don't just sit there and take it. Build your dreams so you can take it. Do what others don't so you can be what others won't. And do what others won't so you can step in and have what others can't. Choose, act, pursue happiness. And God bless you guys.